So this is how to test if you're breathing. Now, I know you'll think you're breathing and you feel like air is going in your nose and coming out, or your mouth and coming out. But you would be absolutely shocked to realize that you could think you're breathing and not actually taking any oxygen in at all. Yes, they have the ability to do this. They can block your breathing. The way to test this to see if you are actually breathing or not, I did this to myself yesterday and I realized even though I was taking in, I thought I was taking in air and air was coming out in my nose, I wasn't. This is why I've been feeling like I'm lack of oxygen and like I'm feeling congested, because I wasn't actually taking in any oxygen because I wasn't actually breathing. The test I did was a tissue test. So if you want to test yourself, put a piece of tissue in front of your nose and then breathe in and then breathe out. If when you lie down, like you could do this when you lie down. If you do this and when you breathe in, the tissue, sucks into your nose, it means air is coming in. And when you breathe out and the tissue flies away, or it blows away, it means you're breathing and you're getting oxygen. But if when you pull in air, see they're trying to block me. If when you pull in oxygen or air into your nostrils and the tissue doesn't do anything, it just sits there like there's nothing passing through it or nothing has happened, and when you breathe out nothing has happened, then it means you're not breathing, you're not actually taking any oxygen. And that may be the reason why you're starting to feel not lightheaded, but lightheaded is a potential, but you're starting to feel congested, uncomfortable, like you're lacking oxygen, your nose is dry, your brain feels dry when you're not taking air. So as you know, I've been dealing with this for a long time now, and my nose is constantly blocked, even though there's nothing, it feels like there's nothing blocking the way, but it just feels blocked. And I know when I take in air from my nose, there's no oxygen going in, because when I do the paper test, the tissue test, nothing happens. It doesn't suck in the tissue, it doesn't push it out. Now there is a dynamic to this as well. Sometimes you could pull in air, but nothing comes out when you breathe out. So if you use the tissue method, when you pull in air and the tissue goes to it sucks into your nostrils, but when you breathe out, nothing changes. That means you're not able to release the oxygen or the air, which is how they stay in the body, because you're blocking them from release. And then the alternative to that, what can also happen is you're able to breathe out. You're able to, wait, what was that? So I said you can breathe in, but you can't breathe out. You're able to breathe out, but you can't breathe in. Then that means you're starting to, you're starting to suffocate. It's practically like you're drowning because you haven't got enough oxygen going into your body. I will say, your mouth is more likely to be the place where you receive the oxygen. But again, you could do the test on your mouth to see if that works. And the same thing applies. If you're having difficulty breathing, like sinus issues and stuff like that, what I'm doing is just breathing through my mouth. But again, test things out, try different things. But don't think, this is the message of this video, is don't think just because you feel you're breathing in and out that you're breathing. You may not be receiving any oxygen at all. It might have been cut. They may have cut it off from you. And in my previous video, I talked about mental health and psychosis, how a lack of oxygen can cause you to go into hallucinations or delusions, or someone commented, I might have to pin her comment, said that there's something called hypoxia. Hypoxia is a cause of, a side effect is mental health issues or illusions created when you lack oxygen. We also know that lack of oxygen can cause brain damage to young unborn children in the womb when they're birthed. So we know that the bad consequences of lack of oxygen. So I just wanted to put that out there. So do this test, even if you think you're fine and you're breathing in. Do this test just to see. And whenever in certain environments, again, I said do what you can. I'm talking about these things. I'm sure you come up with a solution for yourself. So I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you in the next one.